Hey, another video. And this is about, well, let's say cognitive dissonance and how fear is used as a means to an end, or maybe more a covert way of manipulating someone, and narcissism, egotistical ways of some people. And yes, I had to make a whole study out of this because of the people in my life and wanting to know more about it. You see that the behavior is not normal, and I would like to explain and understand why that is and if there is something to be done about it. So, about narcissism or covert manipulation, coercive control, we all suffered the psychological abuse through cognitive dissonance when there was COVID. Everything was put in place to get the jab into us, and every means was used to get to the goal. And the means was fear. And you know that fear, do not fear in the Bible, is about like 336 times. So fear is a huge manipulation tactic, and it's all a means to an end. Yes, so we all have a gut instinct. So if something is not completely right, we know that it is something's off, but we cannot really put our thing on it. We can't really pinpoint like what exactly is it, but we know something is not right. So some people have very poor interpersonal skills, and they're very low on the empathy scale. So they are more or less egotistical or narcissistic. So when you have a good sense of spatial and emotional awareness, then you see other people with equal rights and autonomous human beings. You might even anticipate a need for help, and you genuinely want to assist. I just helped a woman bring a gardening soil bag to her car. I always ask, "Do you need some help?" And then she said, "Okay, well, if you're there and you want to help, yeah, sure." And then, you help someone. So I often anticipate if there is a need. But I also feel with the spatial awareness someone has good or bad intentions. So I was at the Aldi, and there was a man in front of me, and he had some items underneath his cart that he did not put on the conveyor belt: coffee and beer. And there was a lady behind me, and I recognized her jacket. So that's a BOA. It's like a police officer, but without carrying the gun. And I sought eye contact with her, and I made a little sign that something was off. And she caught it right away, and she handled it in a civil and very calm order. She said, "Sir, you have to, pay for all the items on your cart." And yes, that she dealt with it really, really well. No shouting, just a firm request. And the guy acted like he'd had forgotten, but it was so fake. His reaction was so fake. Um, no remorse, like a thief without remorse. He was more angry that he got caught, but he was not guilty of that he didn't pay for the items and that he was actually doing something wrong. It was more like he felt irritated that he got caught. And I think that is when you are low on the empathy scale, you cannot feel other people's emotions, and you actually don't believe in emotional abuse because you don't feel those emotions. Narcissism is on a spectrum from you can be more or less egotistical, and we all have to be firm sometimes. You can't always be kind. Sometimes you have to set clear boundaries and protect yourself. That is a healthy egotistical thing that everybody needs to have as a survival tactic. And when you go further up the scale of narcissism, you end up with psychopathy. And that is that people that don't have any empathy at all for other people. They actually can kill. And they feel even entitled. They feel entitled to kill, to abuse, to use, and they feel superior also. And they feel no remorse. And I think we live in a world, everybody's a little bit narcissistic. It is a little bit dog eat dog world, so you have to really be alert, and you cannot trust everybody like that. And I'm a very kind person, but kindness is not always weakness. And I do sense, I go also by intuition, and I do feel when things are not quite right, and an alarm bell is going off, and I, like in the supermarket, I look at the confirmation that someone else has that same thing, and then act accordingly. So yeah, I made a whole study out of this, and I because I genuinely want to understand. Because when it happens to you, you've got this gaslighting, and things that you said are gonna be turned against you, and you try to understand, like, don't they see how stupid this is, and how obvious the abuse. And I thought, I think these people are very intelligent in the way of reading other people, spotting their weaknesses, and then using their weaknesses to manipulate them later to get what they want. And they are experts in that, but they are stupid in the way that underestimating other people, because we do know, we do feel, we know something's off, and we don't always fall for it. I always say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So that's why I thought, no, we're gonna explore this, and don't let this ever happen again. Okay, that's my video of a series. There'll be more to follow. Bye.